And I see, Kayla, you have a question. Go ahead.
I was kind of like trying to figure out how to word my question. Just going to put it out there. At the heart of what I really want to ask you is like, what would you say to someone or a group of people who maybe their diversity or the thing that they represent isn't on the surface? Like, it's not, you can't just look at them and know what it is, but they want to like join a group and it's so awesome that those groups are there, but maybe they might feel stigmatized or maybe afraid to be so open and vulnerable about that. So I wonder if like you come into the encounter like this type of situation in your work, and like what you would say to people in that position.
Yeah. So I would definitely say I would, if I would start my own equality group. I would start I mean, if I'm working at a company and I see a gap and I see that there's a need to highlight this group that has maybe never been prioritized or does not have a safe space, and I think there's an opportunity there, my first train of thought is, who do I reach out to get the paperwork going to build my own equality group and to build that space so that not only folks that align with what I align with are there, but we have our allies in the room and we can create this awareness around what I find to be important and passionate about. And then also understanding, okay, what are the current and existing programs that are impacting multiple groups, and maybe just need to have that conversation around this other group that maybe just does not feel the love right now. How can we amplify the voice of folks from this group in existing programs and in existing ways? Once we've identified that, okay, there's a ton going on here, and we can just be added to the love that's happening in the room at this moment. And so I think there's those two approaches that I think will really make a difference. And it's not going to be quick. None of this changes overnight, but I think just having a conversation and really opening up the conversation is what's really going to help bring about that change in an incremental way. But I would definitely take the first two approaches to at least get in the ball rolling there. Absolutely.
Yeah, great question, Kayla. And to add to the chat, as a remote employee of Salesforce, I found myself lost at times, and I actually joined a women's leadership network group at Salesforce as an ally. And I attended a couple of calls, and I'm like, wow, I can relate to everybody on this call. I was not part of the group, but as an ally, I learned so much about some of these challenges faced in tech, right? And I could apply to them and I could relate to them. And before I knew it, that's how I learned about the other groups that I got involved. So you might not, like, to your point, Kayla, you're not my seat in the surface, but there might be other ways that you can parallel with other groups to understand how to stand up that unique group there. I never knew about caste in the Indian culture until I joined some of the groups. And it's interesting, like I mentioned earlier with Steve, there are so many uniqueness from everybody. You can really, the more you become aware, the more I think you become a strong ally, and people they'll build on that to help you build a group that you might think it's a good idea to have. So it's an interesting concept, and I've seen it work in action. So I'm just talking from my experience, but I thought I'd share with the group.
That's great. Yeah, one of the folks that actually helped build this program that I manage actually started Outforce at Salesforce, and so that just kind of shows you the connectivity of the work that our equality groups are doing and its connection to these internal programs, and being able to really see that impact, because there is that intentionality from who's building the program, who's building the group, and then how it's really serving at multiple levels. And so that's one thing, when I spoke with them during my interview process, it amazed me that there was an opportunity not only to really start a huge equality group, but really be able to lend that into the experience of candidates that may also identify and really need someone to speak with through this program that identifies the way that they do. And so it's that connection and that journey that makes the work rewarding, and it makes the day-to-day a little bit easier to bear. Just a little.